So, this story takes place when I was still 6 years old. Wild, loud, and annoying, as most other 6 year olds are. Had a small group of friends, did some stupid stuff with them, like throwing rocks at random people's house windows, climbing up the hill close to my house, and screaming at the top of our lungs like idiots. And then cycling down that hill at high speeds on a bicycle I borrowed from a friend. Safe to say, we got up to a lot of shenanigans. My grandparents, bless their hearts and patience, were honestly tired with my antics and had a hard time trying to keep me out of trouble. But they did love me, and I loved them too. I had been living with them since I was 3. My mom lived in a different part of the state because of her job, and my dad lived in the city next to mine, again because of his job. I had to live with my grandparents because they lived quite close to my school, and since it was a prestigious school, they didn't want me to transfer to another one. And while I did love my grandparents and I loved having these little adventures with my friends, I missed my parents. I could go and visit my dad on some weekends if my grandpa was willing to make the 40-minute ride until the next city. But if he wasn't willing, I would not get the chance to visit him for that weekend, which usually would put me in a deflated mood for the rest of the day. And so, on one such weekend, I asked my grandpa if he could take me to visit my dad. I remember him giving some excuse about him being tired and whatnot, but that day, I wasn't having it. It's the same excuse as last week, I said. I haven't seen dad in 2 weeks, I want to go. And I started throwing a tantrum. However, my grandpa wasn't budging. He's the sort of person who, once he's decided something, he's not gonna budge on his decision. I think I get that from him too because I wasn't gonna take no for an answer as well. I had decided I was gonna go see my dad and I would do it, with or without grandpa. So you're not gonna take me? I asked. Nope, he said before sinking into his newspaper. Well, in that case, I'll just go see him by myself. How so? He asked without even looking up from his newspaper. I don't know, yet, but I'll think of something. Well, good luck, he said, while continuing to read that damn newspaper. Don't do something stupid. Little did he know, I was gonna do the stupidest thing I had done in my entire 6 years of existence. Now, even though I was a kid, I knew the entire way of how to get until the next city and then to my dad's house because I had traveled on that route so many times. It's no biggie, I thought. I can just ride there. So, I went to my friend, the one that I always borrowed a bicycle from, and asked if I could borrow it again. However, when I told him my grand plan, he said I'm an idiot and I should just go back home and sleep and close his door. Rude. But, anyways, I wasn't gonna back down, not now. So I went back home and started to think. I don't have a bicycle, and I'm too small to ride a motorbike. It's too far away to walk as well. What should I do? And while thinking, my younger brother came into the room riding his tricycle. Aha! That's it! I have found my method of transportation. And so, here I was, a full grown 6 year old, equipped with my baby brother's tricycle, ready to go on this adventure to the next city to see my dad. Standing at the doorway, I looked back inside the house. I could see my grandpa was still reading his newspaper, and my younger brother, being slightly confused as to why I had his tricycle. I closed the door, sat on my tricycle like a badass, and got on my way. I can only imagine what people were thinking when they were walking or driving down the road and saw this random 6 year old just passing them by on a tricycle. Some people asked me if I was lost. I said no. Confused, they said okay, and I got on my way. Not all people were confused though. When I needed to cross a main road, I asked a group of girls if they could help me cross the road, and they were like, okay, and didn't even question how weird it was that some random kid, on a tricycle no less, was just asking them to help him cross a road. Regardless, I pedaled and pedaled, on and on, for hours on straight, until I finally reached my dad's place. I got off the tricycle, went to the door, and knocked. When my dad opened the door, he was a bit surprised. Anish, you're here? Grandpa didn't tell me you guys were coming. Yeah, he said he was tired. Confused, my dad started looking behind me trying to find my grandpa. Where's your grandpa? He didn't come. He was too busy reading his newspaper. My dad, even more confused, asked, "What do you mean he didn't come?" "I mean, he didn't come. I came here by myself," I replied while getting into the house. "By yourself?" My dad immediately beelined into the house, picked up the landline, and called my grandparents. My grandpa picked up. "Guess he finally finished reading that newspaper." "Where's Anish?" "I don't know. Must be somewhere out with his friends." "Are you sure?" "Well, he isn't home, I think. So maybe he's outside." "Why? What happened?" "Well, the boy kind of just walked into my house with a tricycle in his hand, saying that he came here by himself." My grandpa, again bless his heart and his patience, probably had the shock of his life. They argued for a bit on the telephone while I was busy trying to turn the TV on to watch some Tom and Jerry. When my dad finished his call, he was absolutely livid. I had actually never seen him this mad before, which kind of makes sense considering I only saw him on a semi weekly basis. Yeah, safe to say I was punished, and deservedly so. And so, kids, the moral of the story is don't be so stupid that you take your baby brother's tricycle and then travel to another city alone. A good moral, I'd say. Sadly, not one that I learned because 2 years later, I went and did the exact same thing yet again. But hey, this time I had my own bicycle, so at least that was an upgrade. But that day, I wasn't having it. It's the same excuse as last. No, no, no. I'm not doing the voice for that. And so, here I was, a full grown 6 year old. And so, here I. And so, here I was, a full grown 6 year old, equipped with my. And so, here. Why is it so hard to say? Here. Jeez. And so, here, where are the R's? R. And so, here I was, a full grown 6 year old, equipped with my brother. Come on, speech impediment. Don't attack me now. And so, here I was, a full grown 6 year old, equipped with my. Equipped, 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 equipped. Okay. And so, here I was, a full grown 6 year old. And so, here I was, a full grown 6 year old, equipped with my brother's. Fuck. And so, here I was, a full grown 6 year old, equipped with my baby brother's tricycle, ready to go on this adventure to the next city to see my dad. I need to stop recording this.